Good morning, Grade 9s. Today we will be looking at the creditors ledger. Now remember, creditors are a current liability for our business. Therefore, creditors control will increase on the credit side and decrease on the debit side. Now let's look at the format of the creditors ledger. RMOS is our creditor, C1 the number of our creditor, and a document number or details we will write the information of the source document. Our debt will increase on the credit side and decrease on the debit side. Important, only credit transactions must be recorded in the creditor's ledger. With other words, only transactions where we bought something on credit or where we have paid our debt. Let's look at the example. Now they told us that the following balances appear in the books of Blackie Traders. Dev Traders 1,500, R&L Suppliers 2,000. So that is the opening balances for our creditors. So that means that is the money we still owe them on the 1st of May. So when we are going to post it in the creditors ledger, it will look as follow. If we look at Dev Traders, the date will be 2020 May the 1st, and our account rendered there will be 1,500. At R&L Suppliers, we will be doing the same. The date is also 2020 May the 1st, and our account rendered there is 2,000. Now we are going to post the CJ and CPJ to the accounts in the creditors ledger. We will be starting with Dev Traders. Now the first transaction of Dev Traders were on the 1st in the CJ where we bought trading stock on credit. So that means that our debt will increase. So the date will still be the 1st. Our document number will be invoice number 213 and we posted it from the CJ. Our debt will increase, so therefore on the credit side we will write 2,800 and our balance then will be 1,500 plus the 2,800, so that will be 4,300. Now the second transaction of Dev Traders were on the 15th in the CPJ. You will see that the amount there stands at bank and at creditors control. So that means that we paid part of our debt. So the date will be the 15th, check number 357. We posted it from the CPJ and we paid part of our debt, so therefore our debt will decrease with the amount. So on the debit side we will write 1,080, and to calculate our new balance we will take the 4,300 minus the 1,080, which will give us the 3,220. Now there were no more transactions with Dev Traders for the rest of the month. So that means at the end of the month, we still owe them 3,220 Rand. Now, when we look at R&L Suppliers, the first transaction there were on the 8th, where we bought equipment from them, but we paid cash. So therefore, this transaction will not be recorded in the creditors ledger because that was a cash transaction. Now the second transaction with R&L Suppliers were on the 15th, where we bought stationery on credit. So that means that our debt will increase with that amount. So the date will be the 15th, document number invoice 214, and we posted it from the CJ. Our debt will increase, so on the credit side 340. And to calculate our new balance, we will take the 2,000 plus the 340, which will give us 2,340. Then the third transaction with R&L Suppliers will be on the 19th, and that was in the CPJ, and you will see the amount stands at bank and at creditors control, so therefore our debt will decrease because that means that we paid part of our debt. So the date will be the 19th, the document number, check number 358, and we posted it from the CPJ, and the amount will stand on the debit side because our debt will decrease. And to calculate our new balance, we will take the 2,340 minus the 1,700, which will be 640. And there were no more transactions with R&L Suppliers for the rest of the month. So that means at the end of the month, we still owe them 640 Rand. Now, at the end of every month, we will do a list of creditors' balances. So that will be the money that we owe them at the last day of the month. So the traders, you will see we still owe them 3,220, and at R&L suppliers, we still owe them 640. Now, when we add up these amounts, you will get creditors control opening balance on the first of the next month. So that will be the total amount that we still owe our creditors.